From Jakarta to Nusantara, Indonesia's new capital city marks a monumental shift towards a sustainable, climate-resilient future. The new capital city is closer to the nation's geographical heart. This relocation aims to forge an equitable landscape accessible to all citizens and regions across the archipelago. Nusantara's development symbolizes an important milestone in the national transformation towards a modern and advanced Indonesia. Reflecting national identity, Nusantara commits to being a smart, sustainable, net-zero forest city. It will set the benchmark for other cities in the country, spearheading initiatives to enhance and safeguard the environment through comprehensive restoration and steadfast preservation efforts. Nusantara plays a pivotal role in Indonesia's climate goals and will aim to achieve net zero emissions by 2045, 15 years ahead of the 2060 national target, embodying a harmonious blend of urban development and natural environment as a city in the forest with a forest in the city. To meet its ambitious targets, Nusantara requires a robust framework of policies and actions encapsulated within the Nusantara Net Zero strategies, serving as Indonesia's subnational climate action implementation plan. These strategies delineate three distinct emissions reduction scenarios. First, the business as usual. Second, the master plan scenario, aimed at achieving a reduction of 1.1 million tonnes of CO2 emissions below BAU by 2045. And lastly, the enhanced scenario, targeting a more substantial 1.6 million tonnes CO2 reduction. The Nusantara Net Zero strategy meticulously outlines specific actions and approaches to achieve the net zero goal through tangible efforts, delving into crucial sectors such as forestry and other land use, energy, waste management, industrial processes and production use, construction, and agriculture. To achieve the 2045 target, the following strategies are essential. Within the Folu sector, Nusantara's forest will be expanded to encompass 65% of the total land area. This requires dedicated conservation, rehabilitation, and forest expansion efforts. As a result, emissions in Nusantara could potentially decrease by approximately 1.7 to 1.9 million tonnes of CO2 by 2045. In the energy sector, emissions are anticipated to peak by 2028, then steeply decline by 2030 before reaching net zero by 2045. Energy supply will transition from mixed fossil fuels and renewables to 100% renewables by 2028. Construction of renewable energy sources will commence by 2024 with a 50 megawatt solar power plant. In the master plan scenario, electric vehicles will serve 100% of transport needs by 2040. The IPPU and construction sector aims to limit emissions by adopting low-carbon building materials and design. If Nusantara continues with traditional cement and building practices, emissions could reach around 0.9 million tonnes of CO2 by 2045. However, Employing the latest low-carbon technology in cement production could reduce emissions to 0.5 million tonnes of CO2 by the same year. For the waste management sector, Nusantara aims to achieve a 60% reduction in waste going to landfill by using a 3R: reduce, reuse, recycle, circular economy approach. Through intensified recycling and composting efforts, emissions could be reduced by over 48%. In the agriculture sector, a comprehensive strategy will be put in place to ensure food security and sustainable climate-friendly agricultural practices. Nitrogen fertilizers are the most significant agricultural source of greenhouse emissions. Nusantara will push towards the utilization of low-carbon, environmentally friendly biological fertilizers and pesticides. Post-harvest handling and processing are given attention to minimize losses and optimize value, along with the adoption of advanced horticultural production technology. The Nusantara Net Zero strategies aim to create a climate-resilient city, encompassing economic, social, and ecological dimensions. Particular focus will be directed towards ensuring food security and mitigating climate risks associated with droughts, fires, and floods. Climate adaptation efforts will pave the way towards fostering a climate-resilient community able to adapt and thrive in a changing environment. The Nusantara Net Zero Strategy (RLDC) provides clear pathways to meet carbon emissions reduction commitments made by the new capital city and sets the blueprint for a world-leading sustainable city.